Dear Anna, I've been meaning to write you for a while and thought this was as good of a time as any. I don't know if you've heard already, but we've experienced an interesting turn of events recently. April 18th, 1906, and the days following will forever be burned into my memory. I woke to the sound of crashing furniture, and when I sat up in bed, I realized that my whole house was swaying back and forth. Since I moved to San Francisco, I have experienced many earthquakes, but nothing like this before. Looking at my house completely broke my heart, but after stepping outside, I realized I had been very fortunate compared to others. For my neighbors, the damage was indescribable. Many chimneys had fallen, smashing the rooms beneath them, and walls had caved in. There was utter destruction all around me. Off in the distance, where I typically saw a beautiful view of buildings stretching up to the sky, I saw smoke billowing. I walked down the street through the crowds of people who were in nothing more than their nightgowns. As I kept moving, I gasped at the sight of buildings that had toppled over, like City Hall, where everything but the dome had fallen. The powerhouse, the assembly halls, and surrounding office buildings all lay in ruins. Even the asphalt that paves our streets had buckled and piled up. It's been a few days now, and we've learned that the earthquake's epicenter was in San Francisco, where it shook the entire city viciously, then continued on its destructive path by splitting through the surrounding towns 296 miles down the San Andreas Fault. The actual earthquake lasted about a minute, but the aftershock shook our city for the entire day. I have heard news that even people in southern Oregon and all the way down to Los Angeles felt the effects of this horrible earthquake. Anna, the whole city is ruined. Stanford University has been destroyed, and the old Valencia Street Hotel sunk 20 feet down and then collapsed, killing around 50 people. The number of deaths keeps rising every day with new discoveries being made. But the most heartbreaking thing is to see those who now wander the streets homeless because they have lost everything that they once had in this disaster. Many did not realize all over that the gas lines that lay underground were completely broken, and the stoves in people's homes that had fallen during the shaking were starting fires. Some held on to their belongings fearfully as the flames from nearby buildings engulfed their homes, with others believing that the fire would never reach them. The terrible part is that the water mains have broken, and there is nothing we can do to extinguish the fires. There was a quick response from our San Francisco's large military population. Aid poured in from all around the country and world, but with this we have faced extensive hardship. Even though our home wasn't destroyed with caved-in walls or by the fire, we were evacuated, and we now live in tents that we constructed ourselves. We are not alone, for many others have set up similarly in parks like the Golden Gate, the Presidio, and Fort Mason. The armies set up refugee camps and have assumed control. Many stand in long lines for food, and we are among those required to do the cooking in the streets to minimize additional fires. All the while, the fire is still spreading, and men are trying to control it by using dynamite to blow up portions of the city where they could create a gap to keep the fire from spreading even more. The fire roared uncontrollably these past 3 days, but now that we are on 4 days out, it looks as though we have eliminated it. Very little is left now, and almost the entire town is lying completely devastated. Many gathered treasures among what was left behind. These disasters left 400,000 homeless, destroyed 2,800 buildings, and took over 3,000 lives. Through it all, I can say that I have never been more proud to live in this city. You should see the spirit of these people, Anna. They are cheerful and happy, thankful to be alive. We are already starting to see efforts of rebuilding. There is much hope. As for me, I am fine. Please don't worry, but write me back promptly. With all my love, darling sister, Frances.